1 second. I'm still gonna be gorgeous. Put them down for 1 second for me. And take your neighbor by the hand. Come on. We gotta stop going into places of life and not connecting with one another. The mere thought that there is a solitary individual alone in life out here on their own is a lie. But we've been conditioned to believe that because we each have this individual envelope, that we don't connect with one another until today. I wrote that book. Do you have that until today? Got that? So I want you to do this. I want you to disconnect your brain for just a minute. That means allow your eyelids to come together. Come on. It ain't gonna hurt you. Now I want you to find your inhale and your exhale. They call it breath, but it's really a foundation in life. And so many of our lives are falling apart because we don't know how to breathe. Soon as something happens, we forget. Until today. Did I mention that I wrote that book? Come on, close your eyelids and connect with your breath. Your inhale and your exhale. Yeah. Your inhale and your exhale. Now in your mind, through your heart, you don't have to know how to do it, you can't do it wrong. I want you to connect with the life that's in your hand. Right now, you have a life in your hand. And your life is in the hand of another life. Come on, connect with it. Don't look at me, close your eyes. Feel the warmth of it. Feel the texture of it. Understanding that right now your life is in the hand of an angel, and you got an angel's life in your hand.
Thank you.
Because you never know who your angel is going to be. Come on, feel it and breathe. Breathe that life. Understand that at all times, in all situations, under all circumstances, you are surrounded by angels. So we have to be more mindful of how we talk to each other, how we see each other, how we hold each other day to day, because that could be your angel, and angels don't like to be cussed at. Come on, breathe. Just a moment. And from the deepest place within your being, the deepest place within your being, no matter how hard it's been, no matter how lonely or difficult or challenged, just say thank you to life. Yeah, in your heart, in your mind, in your being. Because millions of people didn't make it to today. You did. That's called an opportunity. Come on, breathe in and breathe out. Holding that life in your hand, knowing that your life is in the hand of the angel. We breathe together, we surrender together, we come together, and most of all, we love together. I surrender this moment to my Creator, asking that you use me as an instrument of healing, of love, of truth, of light. I ask that you bring forth through me what it is that everyone in this room needs to hear, however they need to hear it. I surrender knowing that of myself I can do nothing, and it is a privilege to inhabit the flesh form as a female on the planet at this time. Thank you, God.
Thank you.
Use me. I surrender, knowing that each one of us will walk out of here different than we were when we came in. And for this, I am so grateful. Come on, breathe and let it out. And gently, gently surrender the hand of an angel, because angels don't like to be manhandled. And then right where you are, turn to the left, turn to the right, get you a hug, because if you don't get a hug, you get ugly. why there's so many ugly people. Get 3 because they're free. Yeah, get 8 if you need a date. Give it to the gentleman down there. Jeremy. Get 8 if you need a date. Yes. Thank you. Do me a favor. I can't speak and shake y'all's hand. Go sit down. What are you doing? The people that paid me to speak to you. Go sit down. Cameras. Hold on. Okay, come on, take your pictures. Come on. That don't look nasty, do it? Let me come over here so they can see. Come on. All right, now go sit down. Come on, go sit down. I ain't got a lot of time. Hey, look at the baby. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Hold this. She need the baby, I need the mic. When y'all go sit down, what is the matter? Okay, look at this one with the purple hair. Lord have mercy. I gotta come over here because y'all will be on Facebook talking about me. She went on that side, didn't come on this side. Y'all are wretched on the Facebook. You are wretched on the Facebook talking about people. All right, y'all have wasted 12 minutes and people stop. I don't. You see, this is not no. Because if you do one, you got to do everybody. Here's what I'm noticing. You see these? On sale at the chapel. You know what the chapel is? DSW. Drop to one knee at the side of the cross, girl. When you have your side on sale. You know what I'm talking about? Stop it, on sale. But, they're cute, right? But I can't walk in there. So I'm going to put it right here. Because y'all have to wait, I got to make up the 12 minutes we took taking pictures. Okay? Because I want to talk to you all about something very important today. Hear what I learned. Okay? Everybody has a story. Everybody has a story. The problem is, we don't know how to tell our story in a way that is productive and powerful. We've got to learn how to tell our story in a way that is productive and empowering so that we don't reinfect ourselves with the trauma and the difficulty that we've experienced. We are living in a time when it seems to be easier to be a victim than a victor. Let me run that by you again, because I don't think the people over here heard me. You heard me? Hey. It's easier to be a victim than it is a victor. Because in the world we live in today, when you're a victor, when you're successful, and when you're out in the world, and when you stand up and you have something to say, people coming for you. I see what y'all do on that social media. Calling people names, people you don't even know. Somebody wrote something about me the other day, so horrified, I was like, who they talking about? They don't know me. Hello? I was reading the thing, sitting at my desk with my feet in the bucket with the Doc Johnson's foot soap. Because I soak my own feet. I have to soak my feet before I go to the salon. Because they be playing around up in there. I got black people feet. I can't be going up in there and get that little cheese grater and doing that. No, baby, I have to soak my feet before I go to the nail salon. Because I don't want them to say, what's wrong with your feet? I take my shoes off, it looked like Jurassic Park. So, I was soaking my feet like a normal person. And somebody I don't know was on Facebook denouncing me. I said, who are they talking about? They don't know me. Soaking my feet. But I bet they got a story. Because very often, our story and how we tell it will determine how we see other people. Who knows what I'm talking about? Your story and how you tell it will determine how you see, how you hold, how you respond, and how you react to other people. I learned that. So we have to learn how to tell our story. Doesn't mean we have to change the facts, but it means that we have to review them in such a way that we get the value and the lesson and the meaning. Because there's more to your story just that they done you wrong and boo-boo left you for Shaquita. There is no value in that at all. Okay. There is no, listen. I used to say my mother had a drinking problem. No, she was alcoholic. Right. I needed to say it that way. I needed to tell the right gut truth about it because I needed to acknowledge and recognize that I was an adult child of an alcoholic. Not because I want you to feel sorry for me, but because I needed to be aware of myself. How you tell your story leads you to a place of understanding who you are. And if you cut corners and get stuck in the upset, if you make up stuff, because we have a gift for fiction. We be making up stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Your father didn't abandon you, he left your mama. You was just collateral damage. Can you hear me? You need to be clear about that. You made that man leaving his wife or his woman about you. You was just collateral damage. Changes the entire experience. Can you hear me? We gotta learn how to tell our story. Listen, a story is far greater than just the events and the circumstances. Because within every story, there's a seed of truth and power, and most of all, love. We forget the love in our story. And instead, we try to perfect ourselves as a function of what we've been through. Stop trying to perfect yourself. Perfection ain't fun. And it takes you out of so many valuable possibilities. I'm a Virgo, perfectionist. I drug a choice. Always try to get it better, make it right. And in my mind, it ain't never good enough. But that was a part of my story. You see, my grandmother, half Native American, half African American. Can you imagine? Poor thing. Meaner than a wet cat. I ain't want to talk ill of the dead, but I will if I have to. She dead, she can't do nothing about it. Meaner than a wet cat. And I, for whatever reason, was the object of her dislike. Maybe because I was female, like her, woman, like her. Because you know, when we don't know how to tell our story in a way that empowers us, when we don't know how to tell our story in a way that opens us to more love, we become very unkind and unloving to those who share the same story as we are. Do you know how much sometimes women hate each other? Let me do something before I start. I don't like the way you're looking at these. She was looking at Danger South. Well, all the men in the room, just all the men in the room. Come on, give them some love, ladies. Lift them up, lift them up. Come on, think you better than that. Come on. Yeah. Bless you. Bless you. It gets hard out there. You remember this right now moment when all these mothers and grandmothers and sisters and aunties were just loving on you. Yeah. So anyway. So, she was African American and Native American, daughter of a sharecropper. Grew up picking cotton and peas in Virginia. Her father raised the hogs for Smithfield Ham Company. And so, can I ask you a question? Do you see back fat? Little 5-pound weights, and every place I go, I'm doing this. But I still got the little thing here. But I think the back fat is gone. Is it gone? But girl, let me tell you something. When you cross 60, people you don't know take up occupancy in various parts of your life. Oh my God! 40, you go blind. 50 things fall down. 60 things start growing. And never had no back fat. The back fat was, I digress. That's not what I'm here to talk about. Reality. That's part of my story. Walking in, I got back fat, I got back fat. Call Sonabella, I got back fat. Because they do it one area for free this month. Did you know that? Sonabella. You didn't see it on the television. I was thinking, but if I don't need it, you should, let me ask them. Do I have? See, I know I don't have no belly. 5 sit-ups a day, I swear to God, for 47 years. 5 sit-ups a day. Anyway, let me go back to Grandma's story. So what had happened was, African American, Native American, daughter of a sharecropper. And so, I don't know what you know about sharecropping, but you worked on the land for your housing and your food and stuff. And he raised the hogs for the Smithfield Ham Company. And because they were sharecroppers, there was certain places on the land that they couldn't go. And my grandmother was 7 when her mother died. And she was the 5th child of 9. So my grandfather was left to raise 9 kids. And he kept a very tight rein on them because they had to farm the land. And there was one place that they couldn't go. And so the landowner's son, a teenage boy who happened to be a Caucasian, called my grandmother, who was half native and half black, out of the realm of the places she was supposed to go. But because he was the landowner's son, she went. And he took her in the barn and he raped her at 9 years old. And when she came home and she told her father what the landowner's son had done, he beat her for being someplace she had no business being. He beat her because she was angry. He was angry that he really couldn't take up for his daughter, because to challenge the landowner's son would mean that him and the 9 kids would have no place to be. So he beat her in his helplessness and his anger, and that was a part of my grandmother's story that made her mean. I didn't know that when she was being mean to me. I just made up that there was something wrong with me, that she would be that unkind, unloving, mean towards me. As a child, we don't know any better, and since most children are narcissists and sociopaths, I knew that it was all about me. Who knows what I'm talking about? That you make up that what other people do to you is about you. Because you don't know their story, and you don't know how to tell your own. Can you hear me? Does that make sense? So I had to learn that it wasn't about my grandmother being mean to me and treating me bad and beating me and physically abusing me. And like the time she beat the skin off my back with an ironing cord because I disobeyed her. That's one way to tell the story. Another way to tell the story is she didn't know how to be loved, so she couldn't love. I'm going to do it different. Can you hear me? She didn't know how to be loved. Sharecroppers don't have time to read Dr. Spock. Feed on demand, playtime with the children. Most of the people that raised us come from a time and a place and an energy that's very different than what it looks like today. But we hold them to the standards that we learn because we don't know their story and we don't know how to tell our own. You got to learn how to tell your story. I grew up poor. There's a distinction between poor and poor. First of all, when you poor, most of the time you are in denial of that reality. Because it's one thing to be poor, it's another thing to be poor. And if you poor, you don't want nobody to know. So you act like you're poor when you really poor. I was poor. Poor is, but now here's the thing about being poor. Even though we was poor, we weren't poor, we were poor. You had a thing and a good thing. You had a thing and a good thing. You had your shoes and your Sunday shoes. You had your week clothes and your Sunday clothes. You had your dishes and good dishes. You had your glasses and then the glasses for company. Why is it that the poor people got two of everything? You notice that? The poor people just say, we ain't got none of that. We can't afford that. And the thing about the Po is usually that one of the things that you have either don't work or don't fit. Them Sunday shoes hurt my feet till I didn't know my name. We tried to go to Sunday school. That's why as an adult, I don't let nothing hurt my feet. Because I know how to tell my story. These hurt. So we have to, the thing about being Po was that you was in denial of the reality. And you put on a false face because you didn't want people to know your reality, thinking that they would judge you when the truth is you was judging yourself. You've got to learn how to tell your story authentically without judgment or fear of judgment. You've got to learn how to stand in your reality without worrying about what somebody else is going to think about it. We was proud. My grandmother was a domestic worker, and my father was a number runner. Excuse me, white people, do y'all know what that means? You know what a number runner was? She's shaking her head. No, I want y'all to understand. Before OTB, there was numbers in the street, meaning people bet on the horse races. And look, she's shocked and horrified. Y'all know what black people, y'all know what I mean. They was betting on the horses. They used to pay nickels, dimes, quarters, everything. And the number runner was the guy that collected the people's bet. And he made money if the horse won. Okay, so y'all got it now? Number. My daddy was a number runner. My mother was my grandmother was a domestic worker. So we didn't always have a lot of money because sometimes he didn't hit the number. And even if he did hit the number, he usually would buy either a new car or a new suit or a new hat, because Po people have a tendency to spend as opposed to plan. Don't leave me out here by myself. Because they're so accustomed to deprivation. To when we have something, we want to get those things that we've been deprived of, and it leads to poor financial planning. But I think Susie already talked to you about that, right? I'm not on the financial committee, so let me get your head and your heart together. Don't deny your story. Stand in it without judgment. Whatever the experience was. And tell it not from what happened, but from what you learned as a result. What did you learn as a result? What I learned as a result of being Po was to value what I had. But more importantly, I learned to value who I am. Because things don't make you valuable. Being able to stand authentically in your story and tell it without fear of judgment, without judging yourself, from a place of empowered purpose, is what gives your story value and meaning. Learn how to tell your story without blaming anybody else. I wasn't Po because my father was a number runner or because my grandmother was a domestic worker. I was poor because the people who raised me didn't have a consciousness of wealth and abundance. Tell your story from the place that when you look at what it was, you get to choose how you gonna be. Okay? Choose. I'm not choosing to be Po no more. But I had to develop a relationship with money. I had to like it and love it and respect it and honor it, not for what it could do for me, but because of what it said about me. I don't value and worship the money or the wealth or the abundance. I'm telling you, I traveled all around this country without a dime in my pocket. I don't think I got one now. I went to the little newsstand one day and got The People, because I like The People magazine. I don't like Us, but I do like The People. I particularly like the thing in the back of The People. They have the two pictures where you have to see what's missing, because that keeps my brain sharp. Oh, but I digress. And I went to pay for it. I had no money. And this lady standing next to me, she said, I would be honored to purchase your magazine for you. I said, well, let me honor you, boo. Buy it, go on. One of the things that happens when you grow up poor is that you don't know how to allow people to bless you and gift you and do things for you. Because poor people try to do it all for themselves because they're afraid somebody will know that they poor. Tell your story in a way that empowers you. Yes, I was poor, but I ain't no more. And if I can't afford it, somebody will gift it to me, particularly my Creator. Let me tell you this, y'all ate up 12 minutes, I only got 7 left, so let me hurry. Because I want to tell you how to tell your relationship story. Because if y'all write me one more darn time about somebody leaving you, betraying you, impregnating you, not impregnating, please! Why do you think I want to read that? I don't want to read that. Oh, Iyanla, I love him. And I waited 18 years. And now he done left me. That is not the way you want to tell your story. That is not going to turn out well for you. Okay? You want to say, oops. I thought he loved me, I was mistaken. That's how you want to tell that? He gone, I'm going to change the bedroom around and get some new energy up in here. That's how you tell that story. Nobody going to want to.
Ain't nobody gonna want me, I got pictures.
You didn't waste time. You just made a poor choice about how to utilize it. And now you know better. You got 6 kids? Let that be a method of birth control. Don't have me. You put up with his cheating? Why? You have to answer that question. It wasn't about him cheating, it was about you staying. You know what? I grew up in total dysfunction, crazy ass hell. But you know, there's 2 things I don't do. Don't mess with my money, and don't cheat on me. I'm out. In other words, what are your deal breakers? Let your experiences and your story support you in developing deal breakers, things that you know you will not accommodate or tolerate or put up with or engage or entertain or invite into your life. Because if it's in your life, it's there by energetic invitation. Something in you and about you and around you, and it's inviting crazy into your life. So don't stop trying to avoid crazy. Clean up your energy. And you can do that in the way you tell your story. I could tell you, I spent 40 years. Who in here ain't 40 yet? Right? Okay, you see that? I got underwear older than yours. I spent, is that Mariah? She looking around. You! Huh? That's right, you. Hi, my sister. How are you? You know, married to medicine, they up here. Hi, darling. Oh, yes. I don't have my glasses on. But she looks like Mariah. Anyway, I digress. I spent 40 years in relationship with one man. In and out, up and down. He married somebody, I married somebody. They left me, I left him, he left her. Then we got to 40 years. Oh, Jesus. Because I'm a slow learner. All of us I can be beautiful, spiritual, and intelligent. I gotta work with what I got. 40 years. But the way I tell that story is not that I spent 40 years with one man and he left me. That ain't how I tell that story. I tell that story is for more than 40 years, I spent my life chasing what I thought I needed because I didn't realize who I am. More than 40 years looking for love on the outside because I didn't know that there was seeds and droplets of love within me that just needed to be watered and nurtured and grow. I spent 40 years putting up with less than I wanted, less than I needed, and less than I was receiving because I forgot the truth that I have not because I asked not, I have not because I settled, I have not because I didn't believe that I could have what I want. That's how I tell that story. But I'm better today. I am healed. And now he's gone and all broke down. Calling me for spiritual advice. There is a God! I wish him the best. No, I do. I love him. I will love him till the day I die. He taught me so much about myself. And he had to love me